Get your wallets ready because Gamefound has announced their next upcoming projects. Let's break them down. Starting off, let's talk about CMON's announcements with God of War. Now, we all know this was coming to crowdfunding pretty soon, but we didn't know much about the game for God of War, the board game. They now have officially stated what type of game this is and the player count. So God of War is going to be a cooperative dungeon crawl game for 1 to 4 players filled with epic fights and puzzles to solve. It's also going to feature a unique combat system and leveling system based on the bonding of the characters and cooperation. So personally, I'm a big fan of God of War and I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm glad we got some more details about the game so we know what type of game it's going to be. Kind of figured it would be some type of dungeon crawl game anyways. It is interesting that it is going to be a 1 to 2 player game. I mean, it makes sense. There's only really 2 characters that you can play as in God of War. But I'm very curious to learn more about the combat system and how this game is going to be. Anyways, it's by CMON, so the miniatures are going to be great. The monster miniatures that you're going to have to fight are going to be incredible. I can imagine. Can't wait to see more about this game. With that being said, let's move on to another big title that got announced. That's actually by Go On Board. And they got the license to do Cyberpunk 2077, the board game. Now this is going to be quite different than CMON's version because this one's going to be more based around the video game and have some other Easter eggs from the comics, the books, the manga, and all that. They mentioned that this is going to be a very cooperative game experience, something similar to like The Witcher Old World, but they do have some new gameplay elements to it. It's going to be more of a heavier game from what I imagine than The Witcher Old World. And they mentioned that the combat in the game is going to be something very unique that hasn't really been done before. So really looking forward to learn more about this game. The game looks absolutely awesome. Now, early reviewers they mentioned have said that this game is cooperative, but they do have elements in it for those competitive players as well. Now, I know there are tons of Cyberpunk fans out there that are looking for a good version of the game, and this one sounds like it might be it. So I hope Go On Board hits this one out of the park. Can't wait to see some gameplay and more updates. Make sure you follow this one as well because they will be giving out free gifts for anyone that follows and backs this game. Now let's move on to another project that is coming to Gamefound that I actually just finished watching the series for, and that is Avatar: The Journey of Aang. Now, honestly, this game is going to be very super lightweight. It's made to cater towards younger players. I feel like this isn't going to be overly all that heavy. And it's also another cooperative game where all players are working together to get Aang to fight the Fire Lord before Sozin Comet comes. But you want to make sure that you don't get there too early because Aang won't be strong enough to take on the Fire Lord. Players will guide Aang in his journey to master the water, earth, and fire element to bring balance to the world. Now this one is pretty much just kind of a push your luck, choose your card, talk to your other players, what's the best route forward in order to advance Aang along his journey. Doesn't look like it's going to be too heavy, but looks like it's going to be a good lightweight strategy game for those kinds of players. I just finished watching the actual series and I must say the Netflix series was okay. Very much more prefer the cartoon version of Avatar. So if you haven't checked that out, highly recommend to do so. It's a really good series. Skytear Horde campaigns. This is a cooperative card battler game that gives you the feeling of a TCG where you can either play one-off games or try the new mini campaign of 3 connected games for a roguelike experience. If you haven't heard of Skytear before, this is pretty much a tower defense card game where you're working to defeat the Horde before your towers are destroyed. It's a pretty fun game with tons of unique mechanisms and abilities that can combo together. So if this sounds like a game for you, then definitely check this one out. Odalin Dungeons of Doom, a dark fantasy dungeon crawl game where you can play as a demon. A giant game with great strategic depth in a unique dark fantasy setting. There'll be unpredictable encounters where only the bravest souls dare to explore. There will be several different heroes to choose from with their own unique abilities, and the choices you make will have consequences. Definitely looks like a fantastic dungeon crawl game, especially if you're into the whole demon theme. Check this one out, it looks fantastic. Super Mundi. You will summon allies from around the Mediterranean, build different structures in your castle, and promote specialists to improve your kingdom. Certain actions will trigger different effects that will determine your rewards. Star-driven Gateway. This is a game for 1 to 4 players that plays roughly in 30 minutes per player. It can be played cooperatively, competitively, or solo depending on the episode that the players choose to set up. Players will choose from unique factions and then assign their crew cards to different stations to their ship to explore the sector and complete different missions. Players will manage their crew, with each crew member having their own unique skill and abilities. The game will also feature unique replayable scenarios, allowing players to drop in and out of different sessions as needed. Exterior Arcanum, Cult of London. A game that has Eldritch powers that clash with world history. This is going to be a hybrid deck builder game, where players will take control of a Victorian cult. Get ready for some cutthroat strategy in this 2 to 4 player game. Looks really cool. If you love world history games with a twist, then this might be a game worth following. Now the last game I want to break down is Mindbug. They're coming to Gamefound with 2 new standalone expansions to the game. I do have one of them, which is called Battlefruit Kingdom. This expansion is set to have some new mechanisms such as harvest and a brand new 2 versus 2 mode to the game. This game is a card battling game where you are facing against an opponent trying to reduce their life points, and you pretty much only have one action to do on your turn. Either play a creature card or attack. What makes the game so unique is the fact that you can play Mindbugs to take control of other people's creature cards that they have just played. Mindbug is honestly an amazing card dueling game where you're trying to use the best cards possible to eliminate your opponent. So if you like card dueling games, then definitely check out Mindbug and their new expansions. Now I will be doing a giveaway for this standalone expansion, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that video when I do a giveaway for it. It will be my review for the game, so make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss out on that giveaway. Now if you guys want to see some more upcoming crowdfunding games, then check out this video right here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, bye.